Unlocking a successful career in biomedical sciences isn't just about the theory and the knowledge, it's about hands on experience, finding the right employer, and continually growing your skills. So, let's dive in deeper and find out, or let's talk about how you can shape your career in this dynamic field. So, let's dive in. Hi, everyone, welcome to my channel, and thank you so much for everybody who participated in the poll that I created a few weeks ago on LinkedIn. I have read all of your messages, and I will answer them in details, but I wanted to for in these videos to answer as many questions, or clarify a few things that you might not had clear, because I've seen a pattern in all the questions, and I already responded to most of you, or all of you, to tell you this is going to be in the upcoming videos. But there will be a Q&A video where I'll be answering all the questions, and tailored to your situations. But also, I have a surprise as well in the which I'm gonna tell you at the end of this video. So let's dive in. Welcome everyone to this another presentation. Again, this presentation is downloadable, but we'll go through it together. So first thing, we're going to start with how you can build up work experience in biomedical sciences. But before applying for a degree course, it's beneficial, actually it's vital, to visit a local hospital or diagnostic laboratory or medical laboratory to get the feel of the type of work that is carried out, whether it's an NHS or private laboratory. So make sure you arrange or message the head of department just to ask them to just a casual visit for you to see what it's like before you apply for a degree, so that you can see if it's for you or not. In terms of gaining experience, some universities offer summer schools or internships, such as Imperial Revolutions in Biomedicine Summer School. If you haven't taken an integrated biomedical science degree, you will need to arrange a laboratory placement and complete the IBMS registration portfolio. If you remember, in the previous video, we spoke about the different routes and the different qualifications that you can take, and we've agreed on that the integrated biomedical science degree is the best one, because it will include your laboratory placement for experience, and you'll be able to complete the IBMS registration training portfolio. And you can do either that during a sandwich year or once you finished your degree, either way. Again, it has to be an IBMS accredited degree, which will offer you those two options, a placement or a sandwich year, as part of your degree course. So have a look at the previous video where we elaborated and spoke about the different routes, to if you haven't watched it, so that you understand why is it important to take an integrated biomedical science degree if you want to pursue your journey as in biomedical science or qualified biomedical scientist, regardless to what route you want to take. It's worth the experience. What are the opportunities or experience opportunities? Again, like I mentioned just earlier, you visit a local hospital or diagnostic medical laboratory. You seek internships or placement in a laboratory setting. We're going to talk about the different experiences later on. Participating in summer schools or university-led internships programs, such as what we mentioned just now. We're going to have a look in a minute. The Imperial Revolutions in Biomedicine Summer School. And this experience in that particular summer school, you'll get a chance to have a hands-on wet laboratory experience through a mini research project, alongside guest lecturers and teaching on topics including food, nutrition, drug development, and environmental toxins. Again, remember, if you haven't done integrated degree or whatever, regardless, make sure that the laboratory that you will work at will help you to complete the IBMS training portfolio, whether during a sandwich year or after finishing your degree. Let's have a look at this biomedicine summer school, just to I had a look at it, and it's quite interesting, but it's worth looking at it with you together. So that's the main page, and it's telling you how to apply. You create an account and you register. I think that applies to all courses that you apply through Imperial, this organization. But also, if you look at the icon on the top here, it's talking about the school and the course details. I just gave you a brief um, information on what it's all about. The mini courses, the different courses, many research projects that you can get involved in, guest speakers, is breaking it all down. The type of assessment, typical day, where it's located. It's fairly interesting course to explore, just to give you an idea, and it's telling you about the entry requirements in order to apply. It's 3 weeks. I think this year is from July to for 3 weeks within July. It includes laboratory experience. Also, I think you have to apply by April, and I'm not sure. I think it might include if you're from outside the UK, you can still apply. The funding, how much it costs. I'm not sure who funds it, but it's almost 4,000 per person. So, in terms of who pays for it, I'm not very sure, but it's worth finding out about this type of school because it looks very interesting. You've got the frequently asked questions. It's definitely worth exploring. I haven't had a look at it quickly. I haven't had a look at it, but it's interesting. That's all I have to say. There's loads of different initiatives that you can explore, but this is a great example that I've just seen in this type of school in terms of getting your work experience. So it's definitely worth exploring, and you never know. I don't think maybe you have to pay for it, or whoever organization you're with will pay for it, but just think of it in terms of what sort of experience you can get. So let's assume you haven't gone through the integrated biomedical science degree, or it's not accredited. You can apply for other roles, pre-registration roles such as a medical laboratory assistant or laboratory technician, normally advertised by the NHS, but also it can be in private laboratories. Consider biomedical support worker, that's another name also. In terms of NHS, it starts from band 2 and band 3. Also, there's another term, biomedical scientist, associate practitioner, band 4. Um, the progression from band 2 to 3, I've seen it is fairly fast in my experience, from what I've observed with the recent graduates who started their journey as a MLA or medical laboratory assistant. So the transition from 2 to 3 is fairly fast. It's within a couple of months. And they start their portfolios, the IBMS registration portfolio. But in terms of trainee position, the competition is extremely high. It's fierce. So they can be advertised, but it's worth exploring the other roles in order to gain that experience or to put your foot in the lab. So check the job adverts regularly and contact the hospital directly, which I'm going to talk about in a minute on how to do that. And on top of the most important is to ensure that the laboratory that will offer you the training is approved to train, so that you complete your registration portfolio as part of your job role. Some labs are not approved, so that's very, very important to make sure that the lab can do is approved. This chart, I normally use it just to give you an overview or visual overview on the differences of the different bands. The aim on top here is to become a biomedical scientist, band 5. The trainee is the best one, but obviously, like I mentioned, is fairly competitive. Just below that, band four is associate practitioner, which is like 50% MLA, 50% portfolio, which is fantastic. By all means, band three, like myself, is not bad because you work as a medical laboratory assistant and the laboratory will provide you the portfolio. As you can see, there's no band two because band two is mainly you're at the reception area booking in. But all these roles will help you. In future episodes, we're going to talk about the experiences of how this can shape you to become a biomedical scientist. So stay tuned, not to miss, because you will learn a lot from it. So don't underestimate those other roles or pre-registration roles, because they will help you in the long run, whether you become a biomedical scientist or if you decide to work in other sectors with your degree. So absolutely, it's very, very essential. It will shape you professionally. um, in this presentation, I'm talking about not just becoming a biomedical scientist in the lab. I'm talking about if you've got the degree biomedical sciences, what you can do with it. So stay tuned. It's not just about the lab, it's beyond the lab, and we will elaborate more in upcoming videos. So just bear with me. Don't think that this is just a lab-based job. This is only the basic to a successful career, to make use of your degree that you have gained. So this is the resource that I've been using. It's got a very, very nice career advice, which I definitely recommend it, not just in biomedical sciences, but also regardless to what career you take. Um, Try out a career before settling in. So that's fantastic advice. And gain some experience ideas by learning about these experiences that we're going to elaborate on: internships, online experience, work placement, shadowing, volunteering, part-time, which we're going to talk about, which is very interesting, particularly the online experience. So what are the differences between all those work experiences? Internships is structured programs that provide hands-on experience on a specific field. See, not just biomedical science, regardless what field, and often last several weeks to months, can be paid and unpaid. Work placements, practical work experience, typically integrated into educational program like the integrated degree, and it lasts from few weeks to 1 year. And the advantage of that, it provides you a real world exposure to whatever industry that you want to dive into. Shadowing uh, involves observing professionals in their daily work in short term, ranging from a day to a few weeks. That the advantage of that, it offers you insights into specific job roles, and shadowing, that will be part of your professional role regardless, whatever. Even if you're a consultant, you will shadow just to know what's going on in the field. So there is a lot of advantages of shadowing, and it can be voluntary as well, because it really, 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 really helps. Volunteering, as you know, is unpaid work for community or nonprofit organization. It's flexible in terms of duration and hours. The advantage of that, you develop soft skills and a sense of social responsibility. Part-time work involves employment, fewer hours than full-time work. It's flexible, it offers flexible schedule, and it provides work experience while allowing you to have time for other commitments. Online experience, it's my favorite actually, particularly now we live in the digital world. It offers work remote opportunities or virtual internship. It's flexible and it's often project based and can be accessed anywhere within an internet connection. And I personally have been participating in online experience, particularly in mentoring. I got involved in projects, so many things I got involved online in the last couple of years. And I must admit, it exposes you to an amazing world out there, and the skills that you develop as well. It's just amazing. So have an open mind when you look at experiences or even job roles online. There are loads out there. So it's very important to bear that in mind and appreciate it. Not necessarily you have to go on to an office or to a laboratory to gain experience. Now we're going to look at the potential employers. The NHS is one of the main employers of biomedical scientists or biomedical science graduates, with work carried out in clinical pathology and regional laboratories. Other employers also include Food Standard Agency, forensic laboratories, government departments, health and safety executives, armed forces, medical research council. So we'll have a look at those different ones. I want to give you some tips that I personally use even now as a professional when I look at certain organizations, what to look for, where to subscribe. So let's have a look at the first one. So when I look at any organization that I'm interested in, the first thing I look for where to subscribe for any news or updates or events or anything. So that's the first one. So as you can see, you can sign up for news and letters, news or alerts. So really, you get all the exclusive um, insights or talks or whatever. So you put your email and you register, you create an account. Also, there's another thing I always look at is careers or where there's jobs opportunities. It differs. Some like in here, if you go about us, you can find current vacancies. So it varies. I'll just show you what to look for and how to register, and that way you are in the loop. Or if there's anything that you need to be aware of or you want to be updated, you'll find out. I don't know, out of a sudden this has gone slow. But this organization, particularly, I've noticed that there isn't any way where you can get alerts of jobs. You have to physically check the page. But from my previous experience, once you subscribe, you will get notified if there's any jobs. Finally, the page has loaded. So if you can see here, there's current vacancies, and it tells you everything about what if you work with them. So there's lots of information, and it shows you the different jobs that you can get with the details, etc. So it's definitely worth exploring these different organizations. As much as NHS is an amazing, but you can always as much as the NHS, it's a great employer, but there's other options that you might be interested in. So let's have a look at the next one. Let's look at the health and safety executive. That's another one I had a look at. So again, register so that you can be updated. Sorry, I jumped straight into it. So there's the careers, and then you can subscribe, put your email, and then you'll be notified of anything. You've got here the latest vacancies, keywords. It's really eye-opening to have a look at these different organizations, because you never know. The Medical Research Council, that's another one to look at as well. It's amazing, like so much out there. I was registered, well, I'm still registered with them. There's loads of events, news, what do they do, worth experiencing. There's sometimes there's physical events. Again, it's all about by building connections, which we're going to talk about in the future later on. There's somewhere where you can look at careers as well, if I'm not mistaken. What do we do? Does it come under what do we do? Not sure. Sorry, I did have a look at this before I recorded, but this one particularly, this council is full of information. Like, I don't know how, I get lost at times, but make sure you register. That's what I would say. And then you will work your way up, to find where the career section is if you're interested in research. So there's other employers as well, such as pharmaceutical companies that are producing pharmaceutical products, universities as well. They employ veterinary services. These are also employers. There's other various laboratory settings that work on healthcare projects worldwide with international and non-governmental and voluntary organizations such as Voluntary Service Overseas, World Health Organization, and Doctors Without Borders. Let's have a look at these websites because I found that myself eye opening on what you can do, where you can be. So VSO, this one is fairly straightforward. If you just subscribe, there's blogs as well. If you really want to be deeper, you can sign up to the newsletter. There's the careers section if you want to work. And I think the advantage of that is you can travel. So if you're a person like myself who likes to travel and explore, definitely it's worth registering with them because there's so many amazing opportunities out there. World Health Organization, as you know, again, there can be events as well. There's a careers section. Um, I think it's at the bottom as well for this one. Yes, there's a careers here. Um, you explore, you register. There's a video there to have an idea. These are the things I wish I did when I was a graduate, but again, unfortunately, there wasn't enough information at that time. Now, you guys are very lucky. There's a lot of information out here. This is Doctors Without Borders. They're not taking in biomedical scientists at the moment. But again, once you subscribe to the newsletter or the updates, see, it's telling you, look at this. You are actually sitting outside with your microscope. How amazing is that? Nature surrounded by you, surrounding you. So amazing, actually. I must admit, I was enjoying exploring all those websites. And it shows you I finally see how the work of microbiology lab is important. Healing process isn't about common and cold or intestinal troubles. There are war injuries. It shows you how crucial the role is. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely and they've got UK office jobs here, how we spend your money. So it's definitely worth experiencing these or exploring those organizations. So, typical websites where the job vacancies are: the biomedical scientist job, career scene, new scientist job, AAS, NHS job, and NHS Scotland, and health services also in Northern Ireland. Also, the private sector, there are other private healthcare organizations such as Nuffield and Spire. Or if you want to try to become an agency worker like myself, working for healthcare or specialist recruitment agencies, you can even as a medical laboratory assistant, you can apply for those jobs, and at least you put your foot in, because you build connections and you get the experience as well, and you see if it's for you. And if there's a the advantage of that, if there's a permanent position advertised, you are already there, you can apply for the job. So it's a fantastic way to put your foot in, rather than just applying for a job online and hoping for the best. Agency worker, particularly in the UK, is very, very easy. It's absolutely worth it. I'm working with an agency. I'm self-employed, so it's the same thing. If you're not registered by a medical lab assistant, to just get in, get a permanent job, and then you can start your portfolio. So now we've had a look at where, who, what. Now we're going to look at how to apply for opportunities rather than just applying for positions that do exist. Now we need to, be proactive and look how to do, or how to pitch for yourself, which I'm an advocate of that. So, like we explored earlier, you register on career portals, you create a professional profile, you highlight your relevant skills or experiences. Even if you don't have any practical skills, your degree and the skills that you gained or any jobs that you had do matter. So, don't underestimate that. So also, it's your duty to regularly check for new postings, not just the NHS only, like we've just explored. And whenever you get a prompt to say there's an opportunity, apply promptly, because that will increase your chances to be noticed. You'll be, if you're the first one, you'll be noticed. So that's one way. The other way, which I really think will go a long way, and I've seen it with my own eyes and I've done it myself, to email pitches to head of departments. This requires you to research the organization and the department, personalizing your email, including a strong subject line, attach your CV or resume with a cover letter. And if you don't get a response, make sure that you follow up with a gentle reminder. People are busy, by the way, so they can miss your email. You know, the junk email is so full. Oh, being on that of the email, you might be thinking, "Oh my God!" But if I'm registering with all these organizations, I'll be bombarded with email. I tell you from my experience, you will develop a practice or a skill that you can scan through an email and know if it's important or not. You don't read it into detail, so you will build that habit. So don't worry about it. I practice it in my daily life. I'm registered with so many places. I get emails from collaborators or whatever, and I managed to do that. So it comes with practice. So please don't panic and think this is too much. So back to the email pitch to head of departments. So make sure you research the organization and the specific department you're interested in. Why? Because this will show that you're genuinely interested and you've done your research and have taken the time to understand their work. Personalizing your email will make a strong impression, because addressing the head of department by name and mentioning the specific projects or achievements of the department will make you stand out. It will show that you've done the work. Adding a subject line will grab their attention. For example, aspiring biomedical scientists seeking internship opportunities if you're looking for a biomedical scientist job. This is very important, because the first thing you look at is the subject line. So if it's catchy, you grab that attention. Attaching your resume and a well-written covering letter will ensure that your and making sure that it's tailored with the job that you're applying for. Don't send the same CV. Now you've got ChatGPT. It will help you. I use it in my daily tasks, so it can help you in that aspect. So make sure that you tailor it. Again, not receiving a response is not that it doesn't mean they ignored you. They can miss it. So gentle reminder, it shows that you're still interested, and it reminds them. People have we're human at the end of the day. So it shows that you are interested and you still want to hear a response, whether feedback or if they missed it. So having a feedback is very, very important, and take it constructively. So now, in terms of professional development, which is very important, after registering with the HCPC and you become qualified, congratulations. You will continue your professional development, and routinely this will involve taking the IBMS specialist diploma in different disciplines. I'm starting with the first one because I'm a medical microbiologist. So yes, so the first one is the discipline is medical microbiology, cellular pathology, clinical biochemistry, clinical immunology, cytopathology, which has been developed into cervical cytology, diagnostic cytopathology, hematology with hospital transfusion practice, histocompatibility and immunogenetics, transfusion sciences, and virology. So, what is the IBMS Specialist Diploma? This diploma is assessed through a portfolio of experimental learning, presentations, a laboratory tour, and an oral examination. And the successful completion of this diploma you will be eligible to become a member of the IBMS. This is not always the case. For example, when I qualified, I had already masters in medical microbiology, so I became a member straight away. So it's not necessary that you have to have a diploma if you've got masters already. That will be taken into account. As you progress in your career, there are opportunities to take higher and expert qualifications aimed at those looking, if you are looking to move into management or advanced specialist roles. And then as you build your experience or further experience and qualifications, it's possible that you become a consultant biomedical scientist. If you notice in the previous video, we spoke about the STP, or to become a, you know, one of the routes. That's another way of advancing, because I've noticed some students, once they do the integrated degree, they decide to do the STP. So there's loads of options out there. It's not a dead end. Senior roles often involve managing a team or department, engaging in clinical research or training and education. In terms of career growth, the career prospects, if you're working in the NHS, it's fairly structured, so it's generally good. Many biomedical scientists choose to specialize in a particular area, like the disciplines we spoke about, and progress to a senior and a specialist roles. Further progression requires advanced qualifications. So, if you want to become a manager or a senior, you need to have masters or IBMS higher specialist diploma. Um, there are other opportunities also to transit into, like I mentioned earlier. You can move into other clinical roles, um, enter the commercial sector, working in product development, research and development, scientific sales, and marketing. So there's many roles that you can get involved in. So, again, to summarize it all, work experience can be gained through the different experiences that we spoke about, such as internships, placements, and summer schools. If you are not registered, there are pre registration roles where you can also make sure that you ensure that the training is approved. Employers, NHS, private sector, and international organizations. Opportunities in clinical pathology, research, and healthcare projects. In terms of career development, you've got the IBMS Specialist Diploma and advanced qualifications, career progression to senior, specialist, and consultant roles, and beyond, like we've just spoken just a few seconds ago. So, where do you go from here? What are the next steps? You need to keep exploring the different work experiences or opportunities that suits you. Keep researching the employers and the roles. Plan your professional development path, and it's a continuous journey, by the way. So make sure you don't settle and keep moving forward. So yeah, now I've given you a comprehensive overview on everything to do with work experiences, in terms of regardless to what pathway you have taken, there's always a way to find a position, or there's always, you just need to be proactive. And as you have seen, it's not just limited to the laboratory. You can work for an organization. There's so many options, and not necessarily if you want to build experience you have to be in the lab. You can be online, like we've just explored. So I hope this helps you. Again, drop in the comment below if there's anything else you want me to elaborate on. I will be speaking more and more. I'm gonna do the best that I can, but again, as I said in the previous video, it's all about you, the community, to raise awareness where the problems are, where you're finding challenges. So comment and participate and be engaging, because that way me being a biomedical scientist and other professionals can help you, and other decision makers can help you. So make sure that you try and participate. And the good thing is, in the next video is going to be the first podcast video where I'll be interviewing an amazing, maybe if you follow me on social media, I've already given you just a quick snippet on what's going to come up. It was an exciting interview, and I'm looking forward to share it with you all. There's loads of experiences, loads of secrets, loads of insights that will help you. We're sharing where we went wrong in our career journey company, so you don't have to. Our days, we didn't have this information. We didn't have all this like the information that I've showed you, all those websites. I know it's overwhelming, but again, personal experiences do help. Fortunately, we had a successful career, but we struggled. So we are sharing all of that. So we're not sugarcoating it. We're going to tell you everything. So for you, can make a decision, is this for you or not? However, it's a very rewarding career. If time went back, I would definitely become a biomedical scientist. Maybe I would have learned from few mistakes that I have made, but it's a rewarding career at the end of the day. So keep those questions coming. If you like this video, share it with others so that you can help them. And comment, let me know how it went. Did you like this video? It's all about engagement with you guys. And whatever happens, keep shining, keep inspiring, and see you next time.